Imagine you are sitting in the quiet stillness of your home, perhaps winding down after a long day. The only sound is the soft ticking of a clock or the distant hum of the world outside. Suddenly, that peace is shattered by a sharp clatter, the sound of your favorite ceramic mug or a glass of water meeting the floor. You rush into the room to find your cat sitting calmly on the edge of the table, looking down at the mess with an expression that seems almost indifferent, or perhaps strangely satisfied. It feels personal. It feels like a calculated act of defiance, a tiny rebellion against the order you've worked so hard to maintain. We often laugh it off, sharing videos of naughty cats on the internet, labeling them as agents of chaos or simply mischievous little troublemakers. But as you pick up the pieces, you might notice something lingering in the air, a sense that your cat wasn't just being difficult. Have you ever wondered if there is a hidden language in that falling object? There is a profound psychological narrative unfolding in the arc of a falling pen or a toppled vase, a narrative that stretches back to the very roots of feline survival and their complex emotional bond with you. You see a mess to be cleaned, but in the secret world of feline communication, that act of knocking things over is actually a sophisticated dialogue. It is a bridge between their wild heritage and the domestic life they share with you, a message that most owners completely misinterpret. Something deeper is happening in that gravity-defying moment, a silent confession that is about to be revealed. The real reason your cat knocks things over isn't just mischief. It is a startling window into their internal world, and once you understand the why behind the fall, you will see that your cat isn't trying to break your things. They are trying to reach your heart. It begins with the mystery of the paw-tested reality, a biological instinct that defines how a cat perceives the stability of their world. To understand why your cat reaches out that one, deliberate paw, we have to realize that for a cat, the world is a series of tactile puzzles. Their paws are incredibly sensitive, filled with nerve endings that act like high-definition sensors. When they touch an object, they aren't just feeling its texture, they are testing its life. In the wild, a small creature that doesn't move when touched is likely dead or inanimate, but something that shifts or scurries is potential prey. When your cat nudges your keys toward the edge of the counter, they are engaging in a primal investigation. They are asking the object, "What are you? Are you alive? Will you react?" The fall is simply the ultimate answer to that question. They aren't trying to be destructive. They are performing a tiny, ancient experiment on the nature of their environment, driven by a curiosity that kept their ancestors alive for millions of years. But that is only part of the story, because this physical investigation often transitions into something far more socially complex: the echo of attention. What many people don't realize is that cats are master observers of cause and effect, especially when it involves the most important person in their lives: you. Think about what happens the moment that glass hits the floor. You stop what you're doing. You move toward them. You might even speak to them, even if it's just to say their name in a tone of mild frustration. To a cat, this is a massive win. They have discovered a magic button that can summon you from across the house. In a world where you are often distracted by screens, books, or work, knocking something over is the most efficient way to remind you that they are there. Here's the surprising part. They aren't looking for a scolding or praise. They are looking for engagement. To a cat, the sound of a falling object is the sound of a conversation starting. What many owners fail to notice is that this behavior is also a manifestation of the sensory void. Cats are built for a life of high-intensity observation and sudden bursts of action. When they live indoors, the environment can sometimes become too predictable, too static. The air doesn't move the way it does in the forest. Nothing scurries through the grass. To break the monotony, a cat will create their own drama. Knocking a pen off a desk creates a sudden flash of movement, a sharp sound, and a change in the landscape. It is a form of self-directed enrichment. They are hacking their environment to make it more interesting. When you see them watching the object fall with such intense focus, they are experiencing a dopamine rush. They are feeling the thrill of the chase in a world where there is nothing left to catch. It is a sign of a brilliant mind trying to find a spark in the stillness of a modern home. And sometimes it goes even deeper into the concept of environmental auditing. Cats are territorial beings who need to feel that they have total mastery over their space. A new object on a familiar shelf can feel like a disruption to their map of the world. By knocking it over, they are effectively rearranging the territory to suit their needs. But the real reason might be even more subtle. Have you ever noticed that they often target things that you use frequently? Your phone, your glasses, your remote control. These objects carry your strongest scent and your most consistent attention. By interacting with these specific items, your cat is trying to insert themselves into your workflow. They are claiming the things that claim you. It is a psychological move to ensure that they remain the central figure in your daily life. They aren't trying to break your phone. They are trying to stand where your phone stands. But the real reason this behavior can feel so personal is that it often serves as a vulnerability check. In the feline world, silence can be a sign of tension or a precursor to a threat. When a cat knocks something over, they are creating a social disturbance to see how you respond. If you react with a calm voice or a gentle sigh, you are confirming that the environment is safe. You are telling them that even when accidents happen, the bond remains secure. What many people don't realize is that some cats will knock things over, specifically when they feel a shift in the household energy. Perhaps you're stressed, or there is a new person in the house. The crash is a way of breaking the tension. It is a reset button for the emotional atmosphere of the room. They are forcing a moment of interaction to ensure that the pride is still functioning as it should. What many people don't realize is that as your cat grows older, this behavior often takes on a layer of maternal echoes. Kittens use their paws to signal their needs to their mothers. And as domestic cats, they never truly grow out of this kitten phase with us. When they look at you while slowly pushing a glass toward the edge, they are communicating a need that is often deeper than just hunger. They are asking for a moment of presence. Here's the surprising part. The objects they choose to knock over can sometimes tell you what they are feeling. A cat that knocks over a water glass might be bored, while a cat that knocks over a framed photo might be feeling a lack of connection. It is a tactile vocabulary, a way of using the physical world to express an internal void. They are using gravity to speak when they have no words. As you begin to piece together these psychological triggers, the frustration of the broken mug begins to dissolve into a sense of profound belonging. You realize that you aren't living with a vandal. You are living with a creature that is deeply invested in every second of your shared life. The shift from my cat is being annoying to my cat is reaching out is a quiet but powerful transformation. You start to see that every toppled object is a crashing, I'm here. You realize that they are paying such close attention to you that they have learned exactly which frequencies of sound and movement will bring you to their side. It is a testament to their intelligence and their devotion. This realization brings a new kind of emotional buildup to the way you look at your home. You start to see the clutter on your shelves not as a target for a mischievous pet, but as a series of opportunities for connection. You find yourself standing in that room again, looking at the spilled water or the scattered pens, and instead of feeling a flash of anger, you feel a wave of understanding. You look at your cat, still sitting on that ledge, and you realize that they were just waiting for you to look back. The silence of the house isn't empty anymore, and it is filled with the potential for these tiny gravity-driven conversations. Your cat has made you the center of their universe, and they are willing to break the world just a little bit to make sure you know it. Reflecting on everything we've discussed, it becomes clear that the crash is a masterpiece of feline communication. It is a way of saying, "Witness me," in a world that is often too busy to notice the quiet flick of a tail. We spend so much of our lives trying to protect our stuff, but our stuff is temporary. The bond we share with the creature on the counter is the only thing that truly lasts. Reframe the original behavior in your mind. The next time something hits the floor, don't see it as a mess to be cleaned. See it as a call to presence. Your cat is inviting you to stop, to breathe, and to acknowledge the living, the breathing miracle that shares your roof. The ending is a quiet realization. The things your cat knocks over are just objects, but the reason they knock them over is pure emotion. It is a sign that you are a safe harbor, a person whose reaction is worth the effort of the climb. You have created a home where a predator can afford to be curious, where a tiny soul can seek attention without fear. It is a calm, powerful realization that changes the very air of your home. You aren't just an owner, you are the audience for a lifelong performance of trust. As you go about your evening, perhaps you'll find yourself moving a little more intentionally. You'll look at that ceramic mug on the edge of the table and you'll smile. Perhaps moving it just an inch further back, or perhaps leaving it there as an invitation. You realize that the real reason they knock things over is because they are constantly checking the pulse of your love. They are making sure that the world still works the way it should, that when they call, you come. And in that shared moment, as you finally put down your phone and offer a scratch behind their ears, the silence of the house feels warmer. It is a soft, steady reminder that the most meaningful things in life often look like accidents. By learning why they break the peace, you've given your cat a home where their clumsy, crashing attempts at love are finally truly understood. And in that realization, you find a sense of connection that is as deep as it is ancient. You are finally speaking their language. And in that language, the sound of something falling is just another way of saying that you are the most important thing in the room. In the end, it's not about the objects on the floor, it's about the cat that stayed on the table, waiting for you to see them. And as you finally lock eyes, you realize that the mess doesn't matter at all because the connection is perfectly intact.